we're going to talk to a fabulous woman. She's an artist, Jess De Wahls. She wrote a blog a few years ago stating something which, well, frankly, pretty much everyone in this country, outside of a very small minority, actually believe, which is that there are only two genders, didn't express anything remotely resembling hatred or anything of trans people, quite the contrary. And yet, when this was pointed out to the Royal Academy, they decided to stop selling her artwork in their gift shop, accusing her of transphobia. Well, this week, they've apologised to her. We're going to talk to her up next. This is Talk Radio. She has spoken out about it, and amazingly, the Royal Academy has backed down. Well, I'm delighted to welcome Jess De Wahls to the show right now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is extraordinary because I've seen some of the headlines on this, and there are lots of talk about a transphobia row. There was nothing transphobic in what you wrote in your blog, was there?
No. But also the headlines are not surprising to me, because that's the very problem, is that this ideology has seeped into so many places that is the headline.
Indeed. I mean, what you wrote in your blog in 2019 was that a woman is an adult human female. I think 95% of us would accept that, not an identity or feeling. And you said that there were only two genders. Now, people can't, basically, the idea being that, you know, a man can't just say, I am a woman, and then that becomes the truth and we must all accept it. Now, this is a debate that has have reared its, I would say, ugly head in recent years. And it's something that a lot of people, I think, were just not really aware of until we've got issues like transgender athletes competing at the Olympics in Tokyo next month. And it starts sort of people becoming more aware of it. But why does this issue matter enough to you that you felt the need to write that and to stand up for that, well, that simple, I would regard, statement of fact?
Well, my work concerns itself a lot with feminist issues, with the female body, with period stigma, with domestic violence, all such things. And it's really important to be able to talk about the female body. And even just that would now lend me being called transphobic, which in and of itself, then it becomes meaningless if that's, I mean, I need to be able as an artist and as a woman, I need to be able to describe my reality with the words that mean something. You can't just say, in the name of diversity and inclusion, we will now completely eradicate all those words, you know, and call women, you know, menstruators and chest feeders and all this kind of stuff. That just doesn't fly, and it also just goes into one direction. This only happens for women. It doesn't happen for men.
It is interesting. It doesn't seem to happen. We haven't seen the erasure of men's spaces or the idea of men. But there's this constant ongoing idea that I see it on social media all the time, and it's happening in our universities or schools and in workplaces. And Ofcom, you know, I mean, I'm walking a tight line every day. It is a simple matter of fact that trans women are not women. Trans women are trans women and deserve absolute respect, absolute kindness, should not be subject to any discrimination or abuse. However, I refuse to accept that someone who is a biological male who's gone through puberty can say on a Wednesday, I'm a woman and I have to accept that they are a woman in the same way that I am biologically female, a woman. I don't think that the vast majority of people feel that. Well, at no time thinking any negative thoughts or hatred towards that person who is a trans woman.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it in a nutshell.
But why is this being turned into a debate about hatred? Why could someone claim that what you wrote was hatred? And we had this, it's a few trans activists, often I think not even representing the trans community, who did this, but the Royal Academy caving in so quickly. And apart from the fact that you stood up on this, and so many women, I think, have backed you, public women have backed you, but why do you think this happens?
Oh, I think to me, it's just a new face of misogyny. It's a really convenient way of shutting women up. If you know, like immediately, so many people are afraid of that label, transphobia. I'm not, because it's complete nonsense. It's meaningless. Like, that's the problem. So many people cower away immediately if they're being, you know, slapped with that label, and so then they don't talk. And I keep talking because, well, it's meaningless. But yeah, to me, it's just a different version of misogyny. Same thing, different methods. You know, shutting women up, putting them back, you know, in their place. I mean, the emails that I'm getting, that's kind of literally what it is, just the modern version of it. So, it's just the same old thing.
Emails of hatred or
Oh yeah. I've got a nice little folder, and then, well, I mean, I went to the police previously, but now they've been alerted yesterday because I just retweet them. I'm not going to suffer that in silence and by myself. And there's enough, lovely people out there who will be able to find out who these people are, and it's not.
Absolutely, they need to be identified. But have you not had a lot of support? Did you have anyone from the Royal Academy getting in touch as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Privately?
Yeah, they got in touch after what was quite a while. We spoke yesterday morning on the phone. I spoke with the chief of the Royal Academy and got an apology, which I believe to be sincere. There was a lot of hoo-ha on social media saying, oh, it wasn't sincere and they should have done this and they should have done that. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to go down at the same level of the woke warriors and go, no, you need to do better and you need to do this. This is a massive thing. It's a massive thing. It's a national art institution. The chief calls me on the phone and apologizes. And overnight, this isn't going to just evaporate out of the institution, because that's the very problem. They have a big problem, and it's not just them. There's a lot of institutions who have that problem. I mean, look at the Guardian's reporting; it's hilarious.
Oh, I agree with you. And again, choosing to use a quote from someone who has been a very strong trans activist, but and yeah. We'll go into that another time. But the thing is, I mean, just explain to me just finally, and people who are listening who've just caught up on this story, and it's like, a lot of people say, oh, look, what does it matter how many genders there are, or if someone wants to call themselves a woman, if they're biologically still a man, what's the big deal? Because for me, a lot of it is about whether or not women exist as objective truths, as we have bodies that are different from men. We are born this way. We are able to we're able to give birth to children. We're able to gestate children. We have a very specifically different big differences between men, and that we are not biologically. We're not a figment of men's imaginations.
Exactly.
Is that what it is?
Well, that's what it is, but also I don't believe in gender. I mean, to me, gender is an oppressive tool it's a patriarchal tool. It's opposing ideas of what a woman should be. So I don't believe in that. And so to me, it's like, you can identify as whatever you please. It's six and two threes to me. Really, I have no issue with that. The issue begins when you demand of me that I validate your idea of yourself. That's why. Yeah. That's not my job. Yeah. And I don't expect that from anybody else. And when people try and compare it to gay rights, it's not the same. Gay people don't walk around and go, can you tell me that I'm gay all day long, every day? And it's not the same. It's not the same.
Exactly. And again, and in no way is that not meaning that people are not all deserving of respect and kindness and protection of the law. Exactly. Fantastic. You've been such a great advocate on this. Thank you so much for standing up for it. Thanks for speaking out on it. Keep up the great work. I hope your artistic career flourishes as a result of this. Jess De Wahls, artist, thank you very much indeed.